Hello, and welcome to the Activation Nation podcast, your weekly source of actionable advice from industry experts in self-development, LifeVantage products, and more to help you activate your wellness, your business, and your life. Today's episode focuses on success stories with our Evolve compensation plan. But first, the legal stuff. You may hear our guests talk about the income they've earned or how their health has been affected with LifeVantage. Please note that the average annual earnings of a typical active LifeVantage consultant in 2022 was $885. For the most up-to-date information, please click the link in our show notes. Any product statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Our products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And now, here's your host to dive into today's story to help you activate your life.
I'm excited to be back for another season of the Activation Nation podcast. My focus this year is going to be talking to our amazing field leaders about the new Evolve compensation plan and the success they've seen with it in their lives and for their teams. I'm excited this week to be joined by Tirza Bryant, one of our amazing leaders who has been able to go from excitement with the plan into action. And she talks all about how she helps build 90-day plans for her team so they can see success with the new plan. We're going to go ahead and just jump right in. Welcome back to Activation Nation. I am so excited to be here with Tirza for our first episode on Evolve success stories. How are you today?
I am amazing. I'm having the greatest August ever, and I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. We know you've got a lot going on and you're actively building, and so it means a lot to us and our listeners that you would be here with us. So thank you.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, one of the things we wanted to talk about this season is just kind of how people have, changed or dealt with, some of the changes that came with the rollout of the Evolve compensation plan. So Tirza, for you, when you first heard about the new plan, what was kind of your initial response to hearing about Evolve and how the way we pay commissions was going to be changing?
The first day I was like, man, I need more time. Because we heard about it at the event. And then one thing I've known, I've been here since 2010. And one thing I've known when LifeVantage rolls out things, it's always to make it better for us and for the company as a whole. So I knew it was going to be something special. But when I finally saw what it was, I was like, OMG, am I happy that I've been working my business? That was the first thing. The second thing is I got to reach out to everybody, active, not active. How am I going to do that? And then one thing that came in the back of my mind is, my friends and all my European connections and my team, they're not going to have this yet. And I'm going to have to deal between all these different compensation plans as I'm training them, but I'll be fine. I'll take care of that. And I started making a plan.
Well, that feels obviously it probably felt a little bit shocking and overwhelming, right? To be facing with all of these changes. I love that you said your initial response was, I'm so glad I've been working my business. What made you so glad that you've been actively working? Where did you see that, that set you up for a lot of success going into a plan change?
It's the seller titles. When they talked about the seller titles, we had a predictable way to create income with work that we had already done. I love building this business. I love the consultants. I love the customers. I love what it represents. But I'm also always actively helping people with their health because I'm a nutritionist. I'm a health specialist. So I could see a trajectory in my personal business that could lead me to getting compensated for all that work I was doing in a predictable way. And I could teach the team members to do the same. So I was quite excited when I saw that seller titles with the onyx and the emerald and the sapphire and the diamond. I was like, wow, we can teach that. It's very predictable.
Yeah. And it's kind of a different approach to how people start a business, One of the things we thought would be useful or helpful about that is it's kind of an entry-level skill is selling product, right? That becomes kind of how you get started quickly.
Yes. And the thing about that is also what I don't think people understand is we are really a share company, even though money is exchanged and products are bought because that's the way the world lives. But this new plan actually sets it up for such a beautiful way on how we, the Activation Nation, think here at LifeVantage, right? We help people with the share. We help people with the share and the build and the grow. And then we have leadership. And that's actually what we did. And for the first time in our whole history of LifeVantage, it's very clear to see all that we have already built come into life and be right in front of us, front and center. Now you could have the people share and get paid for sharing. You have the people that are building and growing, get paid for doing the work that they do on a daily basis. And the leadership wrapped around their arms getting the same. It was just so clear and so beautifully put together that I was not only proud in that moment, but I was like, oh, we're going to slay this.
That's awesome. I know you have teams, like you said, kind of all over, and you were like, oh my gosh, who do I call? Who do I call next? Who do I start working with? How did you kind of start building your action plan of like, we got this information, there's a lot to do. How did you put together like, this is what I'm going to do for my next 30, 60, 90 days to really make the most of this?
Now, this is the big part. I have a thinking brain, right? That's why I thought, okay, some people learn audio, some people learn visual, some people are still with pen and paper. They could have to feel the words as they understand it because there is a place for that. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make some videos. So I actually made some individual videos. I think I made about 35 short videos on my iPhone and send them to each individual personally for them, to my active, non-active, to people that had already maybe done something, not something. If you are a consultant on my team, in my organization, you got a video. You got a call. What? It was personal touch.
You sent that many videos out?
I know. It was crazy. I don't even know how I did it. I think it took us 6 to 8 days of just constantly talking. After we launched it in April, I was exhausted the first 2 days. I had never done this much talking because it wasn't just talking. It was actually relaying the enthusiasm and excitement that I had within my heart of what I had visually seen that was coming and that what all of us are going to have, that I relayed into those videos, and they could see my facial expressions. They could see my joy, my laughter, my passion all at once. Talk about, you need to call me back. And 60% of the people called back right away. So it was busy right before we got started. And I started telling people the action steps are simple. My goal of looking at this plan is 3. It's such a simple system. I think people understand it. 3 and 1, U and 2. That was my focus.
Okay.
Seller titles, 3 and 1, U and 2. The seller titles was the first action step I made. Help people get predictable income that can get them from Onyx, all the way from $500 in Onyx, getting an extra 5%, to helping them build over time to that $4,000 level where they're at diamond level, getting an average of 20% extra on top of that, the 10% for that. I'm like, every single milestone that they make, they can get a raise. It's predictable. We can work on it and make an action plan. Let's do it. And then for my leaders that already had been in Pro 3 or Pro 4, I'm like, 3 and 1, U and 2. Let's do that today. Make a plan from April, May, June. Get it done. It's summer months coming. I love you all for summer, but we're going to do this. And then I made a commitment, 15 customers a month, 2 consultants, make MVP, make 3 and 1, get to diamond, have people in the funnel and do reactivation. And I just told them my personal plan. And then they got their plans. And before you know it, everybody was making goals. Everybody was making plans. And it was a beautiful symphony of craziness, but it worked out.
Okay, so some people might go, oh my gosh, I can't make 35 videos, because they're probably thinking that you sat down and you made them highly produced. Mm-hmm. But Tirza, were these just like things you recorded on your phone that were just quick snippets? Like, what did that look like to make it actually scalable for you and your team?
This is what I did. And it's duplication in network marketing, right? So I made the video and then I asked them to make their own short videos to send to their team. So it's not like I send a whole bunch of videos to everybody in my organization. I just said, Hey, Selena, I just wanted to talk to you. I know you're busy, life gets busy, but something extraordinary has happened in LifeVantage today, and I could not keep my mouth shut about it. I know you haven't been that active, but there is a way for you to earn predictable income with our new Evolve plan. Yes, we are evolving, and I want a little bit of your time to be able to explain to you how LifeVantage is switching from where we were and where we're going to be, and I would love for you to be part of that. Let me know if I can reach out to you because I would love to talk to you. That was it.
So
And
you
then people
just
called back and we
super
made appointments.
And that's awesome because with the video, like you said, they could see your expression, they could feel your joy, your enthusiasm, all of that just translates so differently when they get to see your smiling face talking to them.
Exactly. And I think that was the deciding factor for a lot of people to reach back out, for us then to set an appointment on Zoom and then do a group presentation with all of them and then answer questions in between. And all of us were learning at the same time. Now, I do retain information a little bit quicker, so I was able to see the nuances of it. And when I started understanding this, now Protandim makes you sleep better at night, but this new Evolve plan got me awake. It was a double whammy. It was like a catch-22. Like, I'm too excited to go to bed, but Protandim is like, let's go to sleep. And Evolve is let's wake up and work. So it was really a funny, emotional roller coaster, but the most beautiful thing I've been through in my entire life. It was awesome.
Well, that's so cool because it sounds like as you built your action plan with you and your team, you were taking the elements of the Evolve plan and meeting people where they were. So if you had someone who maybe was less active or hadn't been active in a while and maybe struggled with, some of their team building elements, like you probably approached them all about the seller titles and the front end. And you kind of looked like, it sounds like you segmented and tailored your approach to where people were at. How did that look for you and your team?
So anybody that had an average of customers but hadn't really built consultant, I just kept it at the share stage of the new Evolve plan. Everybody that already had made like Pro 2 and 3 and had some active working consultant, we did it in the share stage and a little bit of the build stage for them to get from the consultant level to the senior consultant levels all the way to the managing consultant levels. For the managing consultant that had been active, not active, but had actively working people in their team, we went to the build and grow stage and let them know, hey, in the seller titles, you're already here day one. You're a sapphire because you already have the sales volume needed for you to be here. Now, all we need to focus on is helping you build to the diamond level while helping your first levels achieve that success as well. So it was all about, the biggest thing we need to learn is not only meet people where they're at, but show them, because a lot of people don't know where they are unless it's being shown. And with this new Evolve plan, showing them, look in your back office. OMG, you're already here. Look at how it's been working out for you. We've already been able to achieve this based on what you did. Because yesterday, you used to get this, and now today you're going to get this for the same work you did. And next month, you could give yourself a raise by helping a few more people. Let's say you have 5 customers, and your 5 customers average 140 points. This month, they're getting results. They're getting excited. They're talking about it. Next month, they're referring customers. You just got a raise with your existing 5 customers that referred their family member and friends. And next month, you went from Onyx to Emerald, and you went from 5% extra commission to now 10%. Not just 1 month, because the next month after, when they all get their subscription from the first and second month, you're now getting paid 10% because that's the seller title you achieved. That's what's exciting. We all think about customers. I need 36 customers to get an average healthy glow stack, which will put me at 4,000. That's too much stress on you. No, it could be 2 people in a household. Now it's 280 sales volume versus 140. So we broke it down into units. You need this many units coming in for you to get your goals. Some of our people just needed 21 people. Some of them needed 30. Some of them needed 45. So don't look at just customers. look at what customers are doing, and then calculate what your average is. And then you know what you have to do every single day to achieve that goal. Just call 10 people, share a video, invite them to a tool, let them meet a team member or ITT system, and let's just talk how we're going to gain control over our health. Let's just talk how we're going to gain control over our wealth. And that's all we are doing. And that's all we've been doing every single month. And the average volume has gone from being an average volume of 60 PV to SV to now being an average of 112 to 140 in sales volume per customer that comes in every single month since the Evolve plan has launched.
That's awesome, because being able to show people that, number one, where they are is important, right? Because sometimes we forget, like we've put in a lot of hard work. Everyone on your team has put in hard work to be where they are. So showing them like where they are and how awesome that is, and also that path forward, that's a really cool skill as a leader, to be able to rally your team around, here's where you are and here's how we take you to where you want to be next. Were people excited about it, Tirza? Were they nervous? Like, how did they react? You obviously were like bubbling over with joy, and that's contagious, but were some of your team members hesitant, or did they see the path forward right away on how they could be in more control of their business with the Evolve plan?
So first, the word I used with a lot of people in the team, I think that set us up for a little bit more success, is we have all been trained to work hard, but we need to start working joyful. We need to start working with passion. And if we do that, I don't need you guys to work hard. I need you to work with joy, with pleasure, with fun. Because then when you feel that way, you're not going to see this as work. You're going to see this as worth. And that's the first thing.
I like that. That's it's a tiny shift in language, but a big shift in mindset, Tirza.
And that's why I think I got less pushback in the team, because we started the mindset portion of learning something new, accepting something new, and making that your new reality. So I said, we can do two things. We can get deer in the headlights and not do anything, or we can take minor, mini, little steps and get them into action. So if I use my left leg and I just get information, I'm going to go in a circle. If I use my right leg and I only do, I'm also going to go in a circle. I said, so all I want you guys to do is just don't stress yourself, but stretch yourself. So the way you're going to stretch yourself and not stress yourself is you're going to take one thing you learned, put it in action. One thing you learn, put it in action, and you're going to move forward, and it's not going to stress you. Now, there were a few people that said, I'm dealing with too much in life. I don't want to know about this. Another day, another dollar. And then there were people that said, you know what, this is too much information. And I asked, what is too much, and what would you need to make one step? See the difference?
Yeah.
One step. Asking a question, listening to what they're saying, and then responding with where they need to be met. And because we were meeting people's needs and giving them step-by-step information, they did not get stressed. There were a few people that got stressed because they wanted to absorb everything so much, so fast, that they got tripped up, and they had to take a step back and say, okay, I don't understand this, I don't understand that. And that's when we gave ourselves grace. Give yourself grace and the gift of not knowing and saying, I don't know, and start at the beginning.
Okay, I have never heard someone break it down like that, with the right leg being like too much information, and if all you do is consume information, you're just spinning yourself in a circle. But the other leg, if all you do is try to do without some kind of learning, you're just spinning yourself in a different circle. That's a really powerful way to talk about how do we make things manageable. Because sometimes you're right, you will have team members or people that sit in information overload, and then they get paralyzed, right? Because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm consuming, and there's not the doing that goes along with it. But I've never heard it explained like that. That's such a beautiful visualization and a really cool way to think about how do we need action and information to actually get into, momentum or activity, or to build our confidence.
Yeah, and then the biggest part was also not to give them their goals, just to relay the message, the excitement, the what ifs. What if we do this? What is the Evolve plan going to do? What if we just stepped out of our comfort zone or stepped into a new comfort zone? Because we don't know this is uncomfortable because it's new information. We might step into the Evolve plan and be like, whoa, where has this been all my life? And lots of them, when they stepped into the comfort zone of the new Evolve plan, they were like, wow, you were right. I'm like, it wasn't about being right. It was about being concise. When you have something that's going to work for you, it's only our fear talking. But if we just come with it from a joyful position, a passion position, I don't know, but I'm going to find out, then the stress goes away.
Yeah. That's awesome. How did you've obviously found a lot of success with the new plan. How have you talked to your team about other team members' success, or how are you showcasing what other people are doing with the new plan to help build that belief? Because it seems like some of these small success stories, right? Like someone who just got back into action and was like, okay, I can make a couple $100 more a month, and that is success to me with where I'm at in the plan. How did you showcase that to build the different levels of belief for what people in your organization wanted out of their LifeVantage business?
Oh, we have a Telegram group. And in our Telegram group with the team, we would let everyone just put in what they want to achieve. I just want to have one invite today, do one follow-up today, and tell one person about this, or I want to do social media or whatever they wanted to do. And they would put that in the group. And everybody in the group would be like, oh my gosh, I haven't got my one yet. I'm going to make it happen. So they started inspiring each other for getting those goals accomplished. Then we did the 3-in-1 group. Every time somebody made the 3-in-1, they got their gift from LifeVantage, but they got one from us too. We're like, okay, let's do something for you guys. But the biggest thing that inspired themselves without realizing is when they saw their old plan go to the Evolve plan, they started seeing what we were talking about. People were like, I'm already at 10%. I didn't know I was going to be at 10%. I said, see? So that lets us know that we just have to do the work that we are loving to do. And now you're just going to get compensated for it 4 to 5 times more than you were before. And then they started sharing each other's story. I got Onyx today. I'm already at Onyx. I can't believe it. It's the 10th auto ship of the month, and I'm at Onyx. People that weren't even verbal about where they weren't even accountable, realized that they started having accountability in a group because they got excited to reach their little goals that they had set for themselves. And the reason they were able to set those goals is because we always said is pick one, make one step.
That's awesome. And seeing their titles, their seller titles change throughout the month, or by the auto ship date, they can start seeing immediately how they have control in their business, how their business is growing, and all of that. I imagine that's a little bit of a different experience now for your team and for the consultants to see that throughout the month rather than everything coming at the very end.
That is important for me too. It was really a motivating factor for myself. And every month I'm making small videos and sending it to the teams and letting them know. And one of my little aha moments was, you guys, the most exciting thing is knowing that you started in the 5th of the auto ship, you were Emerald. Then by the 10th, you were, Onyx, you were Emerald by the 10th. By the 15th subscription, you were already Sapphire. In a month, you got a raise 2 times you got a raise in your business. Who in the world gets a raise twice in a month? They get paid twice a month, but they do not get a raise twice a month. So it's really impressive when you start to look at it from a business perspective. It's a reality. Now, I told them the beautiful part about that is now you got to tell somebody else how they can get there as well.
Well, that's really powerful, Tirza, that you're able to show people, with the seller titles that, throughout the month, they're having smaller successes. How has, focusing your team on some of those smaller successes really motivated people to keep going? Are you seeing that really does keep them pushing to hit that next seller title or to finish out their 3-in-1 if they're seeing people mid-month hit some of these achievements that maybe previously we had to wait till, the 5th or the 10th of the following month to even be able to see some of these successes coming?
Some people have immediately embraced it because they can go in. They were used to going into their back office and seeing that. Some of the people that haven't yet gotten a chance to really get into the back office groove of things, they had a little bit more of a struggle with it. So what we had to do is help them understand that when they went there and they said, LifeVantage just sent me something with HyperWallet and I got another payment. Where did that come from? And just taking the time as a leader to just go in their back office with them and show them that because of your subscription and you were in Emerald last month and got paid as an Emerald because that's where your seller title ended, you get paid on each of these subscription dates for your customers. And that's where these commissions have come from. That's why it says 15%, and now it says $8.80, $12.80, $40, $30 because of what they've ordered. Then they are starting to honestly, I think that's the biggest thing that has happened in our team, by showing them that where they ended, what they're getting every subscription month, and then celebrating that with them and telling them, now here's where we are. This is the calendar of events that we're having on Zoom, in meeting presentations that we're having. Now they were like, oh, so actually if I get another $1,200, I'll be at Sapphire? I'm like, yeah. I said, so basically that is this. And we don't even talk in dollars. We're talking, that's 6 families.
Yeah, okay.
That's 5 families. We need to help 5 families this week. How many one-on-ones can we do? How many Zoom meetings can we do? How many in-person meetings can we do to help people see? How many sip and glows can we do? And it now became not about, I need to make 12 customers, or I need to have $1,200 in volume. It became now it's becoming the new Evolve plan. I believe that everybody needs to really listen up. It's becoming, your team is going to start asking you, how many sip and glows do I need to do? How many in-person meetings do I need to do? We've been waiting as leaders for people to ask us these questions.
Yeah, they're coming to you being like, how much action do I need to put into this? How many people do I need to get to show up to your meeting, Tirza? Instead of you being like, guys, if you just get 5 people to come to our next Zoom, it's kind of flipped the script for you.
Evolve completely flipped the script, because now they're asking, the way that our system is now set up, it helps the person that wants to get actively involved, not just to stay active, but to also start bringing action to us and letting this help them without feeling indifferent about it. Because we don't all know how to receive help, right? But we know how to give help.
Yeah.
So in this new Evolve plan, they don't even think about it. They just do it because that's part of the new norm. You want to get 3 customers each month, 1 consultant. You do that for a whole year. You're not only going to be a diamond and then you're just walking. You have a path of walking. If you want to run, you can do it in 6 months. If you want to sprint, you can do it in 3 months. Now they could see that, and people started to rejoice. They started to have fun. They started to be like, oh my gosh, I love this company. I love this science. I love this product. Now I actually understand this compensation plan and I love it. I didn't understand the other plan. I just got paid.
We heard that a lot through this process, that, it's a little bit easier now as a leader or as a team manager to be talking about, here's your path to what you want to achieve. Whatever you decide you want to achieve, we can show you how to get there. Like you said, you can run, you can walk, you can sprint, but it feels now, I think people are at least identifying the stepping stones and the path feels a little bit clearer. And that 3-in-1 and everyone kind of rallying around that has really helped build just like unity in how you're talking to your teams and how other people, whether they're, in different organizations or where they're at, it's kind of given an aligned message so that you guys all feel like you're working towards the same goal. You might be getting there faster or slower, but everyone's kind of marching to the same goal.
And also, I think what people don't realize, being here as a leader for a long time with LifeVantage, I can call my other colleague, Michelle Scaff. She's doing the same thing. Sip and glow, 3-in-1, UN2. How many people did we have in the fast track? It's the same language across the board with all of the leadership that we have. I can call a Pro 4, and it's the same conversation. This is what we want to have that create not only momentum for all of us, but it unifies us as a team. And then with the culture that we have here, ridiculous, it makes it so amazing for us to be on the same page at the same time. And then the compensation plan with Evolve says, hey, you're in your 90-day fast track. This is what's all there for you. So when we talk, the back office also lets them know what we're saying in words and doing in action with them. The back office backs it up. There's no disconnect. Everything connects in such a beautiful puzzle piece right now. It's like we had 99% of everything. And when Evolve came, that one puzzle that we were looking for came in, and everybody's eyes just opened up to possibilities. And we are just so giddy. Like, you have no idea. I'm talking to other leaders, and we're looking at each other. We're like, can you believe this? That it's real. That it's happening. Like, we've been praying. Like, people actually say that to me. Like, we've been thinking, and oh my gosh, I'm so happy I stuck around because I can't deny the science. Like, me being a biochemist, I love the science.
Yeah.
But me being a business owner, I understand business. And I love how the business reflects, almost like it reflects activation, and how all the synergistic pieces come together in our products to make our products better. I feel like we finally have synergy in our compensation plan to bring everything together.
Well, we're so glad you feel that way. I know that, that was obviously the hope as we looked at how do we bring a more modern compensation plan to LifeVantage, and how do we set it up in a way that leaders would love and embrace it. And, you joke about it's like the activation plan, but, that's part of who we are as a company, is looking at what are our pillars. And, we activate health and wellness and, all of those things. But our fourth product pillar really is Evolve Possibilities, which is if you love the products and want to make an opportunity to have financial wellness here, you can. And it's fun seeing how that slight change in the plan and some of these things that, you guys have been asking for, or you're like, please align it for us, have kind of come together. And it's just, I think it's fun for everyone again. Like the amount of just joy and happiness we see as people talk about building, it's a different energy, I think, since the plan rolled out.
Yes, it really is a truly different energy, but it's also a different synergy, because now you wake up and your goals align a little bit better with the company's goal, because now you can see where you're going in your business, and you can actually verbalize it to someone else for them to find their own goals within the plan. And it used to be that you could see the plan. If you know how to calculate, you could see it. But a lot of people in our team did not see it. They just did the work because they love the company and they love the products. And they love what activation means to them and the family members and friends. Now it's not just the activation pillar, it's also the Evolve pillar. And I was so happy when I saw that at the event. When I saw that our fourth product is Evolve, I was like, Evolve Possibilities. I'm like, finally somebody is putting it with the same category that we have. So it was just beautiful to see everything come together. And I am just so proud, so happy about what we're going to be going, where we're going, what's happening, the sizzles that are happening, the back and forth chatter that's happening between us leaders, and the excitement that we have. We're going to explode in October.
I mean, we're right there with you with all the excitement and energy, and, getting together in October is going to be awesome. We have some people listening, Tirza, that are maybe still like, I don't know how to get going again, or I understand the changes, but maybe they're spinning in that circle, just information overload and not getting into action. What advice would you give to someone who's maybe been here a while and is hesitant to start building and talking about the new plan?
So then start with what made you happy to be here and to stay here. I know it's the product, because the product works. The science works. What is the newest excitement that people can feel, experience right away? It's collagen. So start talking sip and glow. Get in the fun of it again. Like telling somebody an experience that they can feel, see, share, enjoy, embrace. And then the plan will start to come and basically be in front of you without you realizing it. Or you can also look at it from this position. if I do nothing, the people that are already excited on the books, that are your customers and your consultants, they're going to do what they're going to do for themselves. You got to make a decision. Is it my time to just do, or is it not my time to do? And give yourself grace. If it isn't? Because life has different things that are make you either do or not do. But the biggest advice that I got in life was, if I do something, I'm going to get something. If I do nothing, I'm still going to get something. It might not be the thing that I'm looking for.
So I like that. Do this, get that. And even inaction still has those consequences that come. And you might not love them, but they're coming one way or another.
And look at all of us that have been here since 2010, 2009, 2011. We're excitedly going to work. There is no way you cannot embrace the excitement. You just go on any page, anybody. If you do not have somebody, find somebody in LifeVantage Zoom, LifeVantage website on Facebook. You see somebody excitedly talk about it, send them a message and say, I want in on your excitement. I don't know what you're doing. I don't get it, but I want in. Believe me, we have a culture of people that will let you in, will embrace everything, and you can just get a little bit of that feel. Sometimes you just need that feel, and then with an action plan, you get the results. But help yourself not to overthink it. You know, people that overthink, if we overthink, we overanalyze, we get paralyzed. But if we just lead with a little bit of faith, this company is growing. It has amazing plan, leadership, corporate structure, corporate backing. It has consultants helping. We have the perfect storm today. So just stay with us. Just give yourself just a little bit more time. Do not look backwards. Do not even look forwards. Just look in the now. Because in the now is where it's happening. And then your future is secure.
Oh, I love that. I mean, your joy just for life and LifeVantage is contagious, Tirza. So it's so fun to have you on as we think about, the evolved possibilities and success stories and kind of what you've learned this last year. Is there any piece of advice you'd leave for our listeners that, you haven't got to say already about, whether it's the LifeVantage business or the new plan or anything that you want to share?
The biggest thing I want to share is this is real. It's not a test. It's real. We are dealing with real life people, with real situations, with real wants and needs, and the world needs us. There is a shift coming. People are starving for people like us in this culture of LifeVantage. They're starving for our income potentials. They're starving for the health potentials. They're starving for the community potential. There's some people that have been doing investments and things that have not been working out, and they're looking. But if we don't embrace the power, the superpower that we are together to attract more and more people that are looking for us, that don't even know about us, they're not going to get to find out about us. So let's get loud. Let's stop staying small. Small, we can do small tomorrow. Just take the next 90 days and just take small out of the door. My advice is let's play hard for the next 90 days. Let's play joyful. Let's play fun. And let's go back to when it was when we were children. We were thinking, I'm going to be a stewardess. And now I'm like, I would not be a stewardess. I became a biochemist. But think about the days that we thought we're going to be a stewardess. We're going to be a sheriff. We're going to be a fireman. We're going to be a nurse. We're going to be a doctor.
I was going to be a dolphin trainer. I don't know why. I was set on I was going to be a dolphin trainer, Tirza. Just, me at SeaWorld.
So awesome. And here we are in the wellness industry, So if you can go back and hold on to that childlike behavior that we have about having fun in life and actually attaching it to connection, that's how we're hardwired to connect. Our bodies have connective tissues that are hardwired to connect. They're waiting to be connected with. Just somebody else is waiting. Somebody you haven't talked to in a while is waiting for that call to say, how you doing? It's been a while since I've talked to you. How are you? Somebody's waiting for that call that says, girl, I feel so great today. I cannot believe how this has made such a difference in my life. They're waiting for that call. Someone else is waiting for that picture that you're going to post on social media saying, I'm having the time of my life with these people. Can you see all these people around me? I get to work with amazing people and have a ball. Somebody is waiting on something that you have to offer that they need in their life more than you have it to offer. So just keep giving people the best version of yourself, keep giving people your love, keep giving people your information, and they will start to become the person you want to work with, be around, and travel the world with.
Oh, that is just a perfect way to end, Tirza. Like, you give so much to us here at LifeVantage, and thank you for taking the time to talk about the success you and your team are having, for giving, our listeners some tips on how to get an action plan together, and to remember that this is about having fun and changing lives. So thank you so much for being here with us. It's been such an honor to get to talk with you today.
Thank you so much, Selena, and the whole LifeVantage crew, because behind the scenes, it's a lot of amazing people that do everything for us each and every day. Thanks for having me, and I look forward to seeing all of you at any different platform or event where we are talking about our amazing company.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon on another episode of the Activation Nation podcast.
Thank you for tuning in to the Activation Nation podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Tell your friends and share your biggest takeaways from today's discussion with anyone who could benefit from them. This episode is sponsored by LifeVantage Legacy, a nonprofit dedicated to improving lives and building a lasting impact for those in need around the world. Learn more at lifevantage.com. We look forward to sharing more with you during next week's conversation. Thanks for listening and being an important part of the LifeVantage community.